in Ukraine and to work towards the immediate evacuation of Ghanaian students, those studying in Ukraine. Mr. Speaker, must do to assure the students and their parents that they are Ghanaian and they deserve our support.
To pay regard to what America is saying and then what Putin himself is saying and the rest of the world, the safety of our people cannot be guaranteed. In these circumstances, I can only say that you don't have to play lottery with their lives, because we don't trust the next military maneuver that is going to come from the Russian leader. And our best bet is that it is good to be educated, but not to die prematurely or to be hurt prematurely.
I had a call from my niece this morning that they didn't even have food to eat, especially those in Kiev. And so if the government will mobilize to have our students or our children brought home as soon as possible, that will help us.
Every time there has been such crisis, crude prices will go up. And for developing countries like Ghana, its impact on our economy is always very great. And so I think that this crisis, while it is destabilizing, what is really critical for us is that we look at the consequences for us in terms of its impact on our economy and take the corrective steps to ensure that we can really protect and have energy security that indeed is very critical for our long-term economic.
Workers of Textile Ghana Limited, producers of GTPC, there will be no work activity at the company until the current managing director, Fatau Matadoro, is removed from the office. The workers say the MD, since taking over in 2021, has been involved in a number of irregularities that has the tendency of collapsing Ghana's largest producer of textile. Our Tema regional correspondent Michael Duonu was at the factory where workers have been demonstrating against the managing director and joins us with more details.
Textile Ghana Limited, producers of GTP and wooden in the country. This morning, workers have been here agitating. They say they are accusing the managing director of some labor irregularities, and the union chairman is here and we'll be speaking with him to find out what the issues are. Fortunately, the General Secretary of the Ghana, the ICU, Industrial and Commercial Union, have also joined them to make sure that they push this agenda and make sure that the right things are done. Tell us, this morning you are not working. What are the issues?
The issues is simple. The woman is temporary with our collective bargaining agreement.
When you say the woman, who is the woman?
That is the MD.
Okay.
The new MD that is in. Okay. She's temporary with our collective bargaining agreement, and we are not happy. Okay. So we want her to go. As simple.
What in the collective bargaining agreement?
There are conditions in the collective bargaining agreement. I'll give you an example. Okay. Even the Ghana laws even agree on that. That when you can go on voluntary retirement at the age of 55, and somebody who is sick and is going on voluntary retirement at the age of 55, she says she's not going to allow. Meanwhile, the MD then have approved that she should go. When she came, she changed that she's not going to allow, and we are not going to sit down for this to continue.
Apart from saying that the demand is for her to go, when we are talking as Ghanaians, when we are talking as patriotic citizens, and somebody is trying to, trying to play it against the interest, the interest of Ghanaians, it is not a matter of workers saying that she must go. This concern of the union and the workers is going to be heard by the whole world, and the whole world will be the judges whether it will be good for this woman to come and then continue, and whether that will not affect worker management relationship. So I believe that all of us are in it together. I don't want us to limit it to the workers and the ICU, because this facility belongs to Ghanaians.
Now we move to the Bono East region. The Ghana Immigration Service has inaugurated an office and data center at Kintampo. The new office is to enable the service to enhance its coverage and enforce the immigration laws as part of its mandate. The inauguration of the office of the Ghana Immigration Service forms part of the process to use ICT as a tool for security, protect lives and secure the country's borders. The Municipal Chief Executive for Kintampo, Mr. Isaac Barfameao, commended the Ghana Immigration Service for collaborating effectively with other security agencies in the area to maintain law and order. He appealed to the government to establish a passport application center in the area. The Bono East Regional Commander of the Ghana Immigration Service, Mr. Enoch Abrokwa Ano, said suspicious activities of foreigners must be reported to the GIS.
Rapid response unit of the service will also be established here, such that in times of emergency, when they call for support, we will also assist in establishing peace.
The Bono East Regional Minister, Mr. Kwesi Edujan, said ICT is indispensable in providing security.
We as a country need to innovate and adopt technological solutions to enhance our security, patrol and protection. We need to deploy surveillance from satellites and sensor-packed and unmanned aerial vehicles and common platforms for our immigration and other security services.
The newly constructed office and data block will also serve as the regional headquarters of the GIS. 4 startups businesses have benefited from a joint government of Israel and Ghana agribusiness initiative. The Israel-Ghana Agritech program has provided the needed mentorship and technical expertise to businesses to leverage on Israel's technological innovations in food production to grow their agribusiness.
At the Israel-Ghana Agritech Accelerator Demonstration Day event, all the 4 companies which took part in the mentorship program spoke about their investments. SATEC is a product and service-oriented company that deals in agri-equipment manufacturing and servicing. Ice Scarecrow also offers agricultural services and aims to help cereal farmers to ward off pest birds off their farms using aerial and visual aids. Sustainable Energy Technologies Limited designs and provides smart renewable energy solutions, and SESI Technologies develops affordable, easy-to-use hard and software solutions for farmers and other stakeholders. All the 4 companies spoke about their current state, challenges, and their visions into the future. The team of experts provided useful business strategies to facilitate their rapid growth to become international brands. After the demonstration exercise, the head of the Trade and Economic Mission at Israel's embassy and the project partners, Inohab, spoke to GBC News.
As we speak now, we've already begun talking to some investors for a number of them. We've done investor introductions, people who are mostly funds who are looking into the agribusiness sector, and these funds are considering, some of them already in the final sort of due diligence process, and they would make a decision very soon on investing in them. So part of the program was to connect them to investors, and that process has already begun, and we have very good research going on for these businesses.
We are very happy with the outcome, and yet, of course, there are things that we would improve for the next version.
Managers of the program, PS Program for Global Innovation in Israel and Inohab Limited in Ghana and Israel's Embassy in Ghana, say more business startups will be given opportunities to enroll with the program after the successful completion of the Maiden project. Gifty AJ, GBC News, Accra.
You're watching News Hour on GBC News, your news and governance channel. We'll be back shortly after this break.
tell me, BM.
Bema wa worry me. Watch me you come 1 week, Mr. Oh. Now,
yes. Uga, nothing.
Senior, name me and you ma cut down my business is a collapse and my house are bounced.
So we take quick credit in car.
Quick credit?
Yes, quick credit. Who pesika? Eddie start here you maybe. Who here bisia Eddie a true udwediem. We a government and a private worker. Who pesika dey ate hot so. We here bosumi adwuma. Who here sika dey bibin tempai so. Quick credit be ma loan e mo atua ne kakra. Na enije sem kese ne say a collateral free loaner, susu, savings, account opening, and a deposit as MBN. Here and say, who Ghana card 2022 year, 1 year Juma, now one hour young. Who need excuse here?
For a quick credit to 03022 5969 20833.
But see that quick credit check us out.
Wait a minute, yo! It's on my nephew.
Wow, this place has changed, yo! Yo, Adra, look at you all grown up, yo!
Some things never change, like Gino's quality recipe that gives my food that rich color, unique natural taste every time.
Smells good, yo!
Hey, sister, we did what Ponsano and Casa, just like I remember.
Uncle, hurry up and let's open the suitcase.
Ajua, chai, never shrink quite far.
Best jollof I've ever eaten.
Wow, this is real jollof, mommy.
Say, Gino, dear, fie. It's delicious, yo!
This advert is FDA approved.
All SIM cards in Ghana must be registered again with only the Ghana card. Yes, only the Ghana card.
You will not be able to make voice calls, use mobile money services, internet, and all other services linked to your SIM card if you don't.
To register, dial *404# and follow the prompts. You will be required to send the following details on your Ghana card: Ghana card number, surname, first name, date of birth, and sex.
You will then receive a special code which you will present to your nearest service provider agent or customer care center for your biometric details to be captured. Remember to add your digital address.
Dial *404# on your phone to start registering your SIM card today.
For more information, contact your service provider on 100 or on toll-free number 0800 110622. Register your SIM card to stay connected.
Thanks for staying on. The Public Sector Workers Employees Pension Scheme on Thursday engaged staff of the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation on their Tier 2 contributions under the new pension scheme. They briefed staff on the performance of the scheme, pension lump sum paid in bits and pieces, and gaps in the monthly payments of contributions. It comes on the heels of recent agitations by the 2020-2021 retirees of GBC over inconsistencies and delays in their pension after long service to the nation.
The Public Sector Workers Employees Pension Scheme is a Tier 2 pension scheme registered and regulated by the National Pensions Regulatory Authority and the National Pensions Act 2008, Act 766 as amended. Membership of the scheme is drawn from employees of some 74 institutions of the public service, including the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation. The first batch of members due for retirement under the new 3-tier pension arrangement was in 2021. Under this arrangement, retirees are expected to access the last 10 years of Tier 2 pension contributions, which is 5% of their annual basic salaries from the privately managed schemes like GBCs, while the Social Security and National Insurance Trust (SNIT) pays the lump sum related to their working years in the form of past credit. However, according to some retirees, especially the 2020-2021 batch, Their lump sum benefit is meager.
When we started the investigation and the audit firm came in, Mr. Abdallah and Co., it was discovered that Accountant General failed to pay about 8 or 10 years of our contribution to SNIT. The statement they printed for us. After studying it, I discovered discrepancies. They are saying 2 years of non-payment, whilst our audit firm is saying more than that. Where is the difference from?
The chairperson of the Public Sector Workers Employees Pension Scheme, Mrs. Cynthia Arthur, says the implementation has not been without challenges, key among which is the issue of data relating to the Temporary Pension Fund Account, TPFA, which the regulator and key stakeholders are working at resolving.
Under the new 3-tier arrangement under Act 766, retirees who had date of birth from 1960 are expected to get their tier 2 lump sum contribution from 2020. What this means is that for those who have contributed for more than, for those who have worked for more than 10 years, by this age, most people would have worked for 20, 30, 35 years. Your tier 2 lump sum pertaining to the period between 2010 to 2020 is what the tier 2 trustees are expected to manage and pay for.
GBC's pension consultants, MQ Pensions Advisory, say they have detected some anomalies and gaps which should be resolved quickly.
For GBC staff, all of them, both existing and those who have retired, we realized that from January 2010 to November 2011, there was no contribution for them. We were not able to evaluate, or we were not able to establish what was happening with the regular contribution, that is from June 2017 to the point of retirement, because we didn't have the month-on-month. So clearly there are very serious administrative and procedural lapses associated with the administration of the second-tier pension schemes.
Meanwhile, PSWEPS is urging members, including staff of GBC, to visit their offices and check on their pension contributions over the years as they work towards ensuring a secured and decent retirement package for members. For GBC News, Shelley Bewa reporting.
When the Assemblies of God Church held its regional council meeting at Shire Hills in the Greater Accra region, the regional superintendent of the church, Reverend Dr. Ernest Birikoran, called on the government to urgently resolve all complaints brought forth by the University Teachers Association. He said the university community is suffering as the fate of their academics hangs in the balance in times like this.
At this council meeting, the leaders will take stock, evaluate the church's activities, make amendments and make further plans for the church's effective administration. Reverend Professor Frederick Chireku of the Assemblies of God Church said the church must constantly be revived to effectively possess the nation, especially with some of Ghana's neighbors at war, posing danger to the country. He said the country must adopt the right attitude to make Ghana a better place.
May God shine our eyes that sees through and through and through the wickedness and the sins that are going on even in our churches and on the streets of our nation. Ladies and gentlemen, we don't only need a mouth that prophesies, we also need a heart and the eyes that can see and a heart that can feel. We need a prophet's heart and we need a prophet's eyes. Would you say amen?
The regional superintendent of the Assemblies of God Church, Reverend Dr. Ernest Birikoran, told GBC News that the nation must lean on Christ. He called on the government and striking institutions to find a workable and lasting solution to their grievances to move the country forward.
So once every year, the pastors of the organization gather together at a place and they review their work. The work of the various churches, the work that God has entrusted into their hands. They share fellowship together. They check on areas that they haven't performed well in relation to what God says, and then come out with directions, come out with scriptural instructions, correct the faults, and see the way forward. So
you're watching the major news on GTV and GBC News. We are back after this breakthrough. Staying.
Wow, this place has changed, yo! Yo, Ajma, look at you all grown up, yo!
Some things never change, like Gino's quality recipe that gives my food that rich color, unique natural taste every time.
Smells good, yo!
Hey, sister, we did what Ponsano and Casa, just like I remember.
Uncle Boy, hurry up and let's open the suitcase.
Ajua, chai, never shrink coin part.
Best jollof I've ever eaten.
Wow, this is real jollof, mommy.
Gino dear, Emma Brianna de Ankasa.
Say Gino dear, fie.
It's delicious, yo!
This advert is FDA approved.
You can chase your dreams by going after them. At Republic Bank, we help you reach those dreams. With our suite of superb products, you can build your career, take care of your child's education, enjoy your wedding without hassle, get a cool mortgage for your home, own your dream car, and do so much more. Step into success. Republic Bank. We are the one for you.
High sense fridge. This chest freezer. Energy efficient. Dresser and trip power bank. One to high sense fridge.
Let us tell you the truth.
Economic empowerment. Hero and MTN Hero of Change. Just fill an online nomination form at heroes.mtn.com.gh.
This year's edition of MTN Heroes of Change focuses on persons who impacted lives and livelihoods during the COVID-19 pandemic. The annual project was suspended for 2 years due to the COVID-19 pandemic, but the Community Heroes Recognition event has returned as MTN Ghana celebrates 25 years of outstanding service. The panel of judges, which now includes Ohineyuri Giftianti, will review all applications and select 10 finalists. That said, COVID-19 had wreaked a lot of havoc and caused so much despair.
You're going to look at those who have really well gone beyond their own, stepped outside their own comfort zones. You know, I believe that there are people who work within the box. It becomes a usual. There are some people who work outside the box. But I think we look at those who have created the box.
The MTN Heroes of Change has recognized heroes who have impacted their various communities in the areas of health, education, and economic empowerment since 2013.
And also in business, fish had previously been among the cheapest sources of protein in Ghana, but that is fast changing. Wholesale prices of smoked fish have increased nearly 50% since Christmas due to post-pandemic inflationary pressures and the hoarding of premix fuel by local politicians.
This is the Dabraka Market, the hub of smoked fish in Ghana's capital, Accra. Just outside the wholesale markets is a decade-old Mercedes-Benz van that had just returned from the Volta region with loads of smoked fish to supply. And a few steps inside the markets, varieties of smoked fish with unique colors and flavors are on display for potential buyers. Although the weather generally in Accra is warm, the temperature inside the markets was very hot. As we entered the markets, 50-year-old Stella Anderson, herself a fishmonger, was busily sorting fish she has purchased. She comes all the way from Mankesim in the central region to pick varieties of smoked fish to supply her customers back home. Stella tells GBC News that the consistent surge in prices of fish is killing her business.
We no longer make profit because fish is expensive now. We don't even make much sales.
According to the traders, a medium-sized salted tilapia, locally known as Kobe, was selling at 8 cedis in December, but has now jumped to 12 cedis, almost an increase of 50%. The price increase is similar on other species of smoked fish such as catfish, herring, mackerel, anchovy, among others. The increase in cost, according to the fishmongers, is prompting consumers to diversify their protein intake.
The fish of extreme prices of fuel is high, and this has made fish expensive from there.
Already, high inflation is playing a part in the general price surge. Consumer inflation rate high, 13.9% in the 12 months to January last year, the highest rate in nearly 6 years. The fishmongers, however, attribute the rising prices of fish to the hoarding of premix fuel, which has forced many fisher folks to abandon their boats. The fishmongers appealed to the government to ensure the depoliticization of premix distribution to fisher folks to help increase fish supply at competitive rates.
We are appealing to the government that the premix fuel is for the fishermen. They should deal with the fishermen, not the politicians. So if the fishermen, they get the premix fuel, the fish will come down. Yes, if they get the premix fuel at the price where the government is selling it, the price will come down. So all of us will get the fish at the low price.
For Stella, the government intervention is critical to her staying in business. She tells me if the price surge continues, her business will collapse. Sani Abdurrahman, GBC News, Accra.
And Ghana's agriculture sector increased to 8.4 million Ghana cedis in the third quarter of 2021 from 8 million Ghana cedis in the second quarter of the same year. To increase the margin of growth in that particular sector, players in the value chain with support from Agri-House Foundation have met in Accra.
Agriculture contributes to 54% of Ghana's GDP and accounts for over 40% of export earnings, while at the same time providing over 90% of the food needs of the country. The sector also employs about 52% of the country's labor force, with over half being women. In the last 2 years, COVID-19 has had a direct and negative impact on the country due to the disrupted distribution channels. Despite this, agriculture's contribution to GDP was 8.4 million Ghana cedis in the third quarter of 2021. To immensely add on to the growth of the sector, over 50 queen mothers from the 16 regions of the country and other players in the agriculture value chain and Agri-House Foundation have met at a forum in Accra. In a panel discussion, the Queen Mothers spoke of challenges they face in the sector, such as the use of farmlands being used for real estate and mining. At the forum, a Deputy Minister for Agriculture, Mr. Yao Frimpong Adu, said governments cannot solely transform the agriculture sector and called for all hands on deck in the drive to industrialize the sector.
These interventions of government in the agriculture sector should give hope to our people because they provide enormous opportunities for venturing into agriculture as viable business enterprises, particularly for the unemployed. It is therefore important to seek information for clarity of the opportunities that exist and how to take advantage to provide one's economic circumstances.
The Member of Parliament for Korle-Klottey, Madam Zenato Rawlins, said it is high time more effort is put in to ensure that agriculture is made attractive for the youth to engage in.
Issues to do with galamsey, poisoning of our water, drying up of our water bodies, all of these must be addressed. We also look at scholarships, the proper aligning of scholarships to those who need it the most, not those who have connections, and empowering our youth, building their capacity, and ensuring that when they come back, after they've done their training, they are empowered financially to be able to stand on their feet.
The agriculture sector in Ghana is projected to reach a compound annual growth rate of 4.2% by 2026.
On the interbank forex market, the dollar is trading at 6 cedis 45 pesos. The pound sterling is going for 8 cedis 75 pesos, and the euro going for 7 cedis 30 pesos. On the commodities market, we see the price of crude oil going up. The energy news is after this break. Stay with us.
Senior, business is a collapse. Quick credit income. Quick credit. Pesika, Eddie Astati, you may be. We have been Eddie Atru Judium. We are government and a private worker. Who Pesika, they are still hot. We are Busumi Juma. Who is carrying Bibin Tempe so quick credit be more loan and what you are kakra. Now a little some Cassian say a collateral free loaner, susu, savings, account opening, and a deposit as MBN. The here say, Ghana card 2022 year, 1 year Juma, now 1 hour young. Who need excuse here? Quick credit to 03022 00390 and 05969 20833.
Good evening, this is the energy segment. My name is Mabel Anang. Crude oil prices are now above $100 a barrel due to the rising tension between Russia and Ukraine, putting the energy market on edge. This development is affecting economies, including Ghana, as fuel prices continue to escalate. Speaking on GBC Breakfast today, an energy analyst, Mr. Kwame Jantua, said Ghana will be impacted negatively if Russia invades Ukraine.
Russia is the second largest producer of crude oil. It's also the second largest producer of refined petroleum products. What do? We export our crude oil and import refined petroleum products. We know today the oil price is $101 a barrel. Sanctions on Russia will curb the export of refined petroleum products. It will then increase the price of petroleum products. That has a direct effect on transportation in this country. Transportation prices go up on Saturday. Yeah, it's going up again, and it will go up again.
We apologize for the poor video. Now, the chief executive of the Ghana Chamber of Pork Oil Distributors, Seaboard, Mr. Senyo Hosi, is asking government to put systems in place for an effective transition from fossil fuel to renewable energy. This, he says, will be necessary to avoid economic challenges. Speaking in Accra, Mr. Hosi lauded the Ministry of Energy for setting up a National Energy Transition Committee to create a roadmap to implement Ghana's National Energy Plan. Ghana's overall hydrothermal and solar generation was 66.7974 gigawatt hours in the last 24 hours. 5.7421 gigawatt hours of power was exported to neighboring countries within the period. Here are some more details. For hydro energy generated in the past 24 hours, Akosombo recorded 18.9010 gigawatt hours, Bon 3.1470 gigawatt hours, and Bui 4.8026 gigawatt hours. Here is what functional thermal power producers contributed to the generation mix within the period. The 3 hydropower plants produced 26.8506 gigawatt hours. Operational thermal power plants contributed 7151 gigawatt hours, and total solar generation was 0.2317 gigawatt hours. Total power generation was 66.7974 gigawatt hours in the last 24 hours. For hydrology, the water level in the Akosombo Lake was 81.098 meters below the maximum level of 84.73 meters, while the level in the Bui Dam was 178.980 meters below the maximum elevation of 183 meters in the last 24 hours. This is how we wrap up on the energy segment. My name is Mabel Anna. Health News is up next.
Joe, where are you? Timmy, where is Daddy?
I don't know.
Joe! seeing my husband?
No, please.
Joe, is that how you are? Timmy and myself, we've been looking everywhere for you.
It's malaria. I tested positive.
Oh, yeah, sure.
It's malaria. He needs Atenate.
Atenate is an anti-malarial that comes in small caplet for adults and flavored suspension for children.
I'll give it to my husband myself.
Let her take care of me.
I'll take care of you.
Thank you. Okay.
It's okay, baby. Don't worry, okay? Daddy is not going anywhere again.
Atenate, your ultimate quality ACT anti-malarial, is available in a pharmacy and over-the-counter medicine shop near you. Test for malaria before treatment. If symptoms persist after 3 days of treatment, please consult your doctor. Atenate. This advert is FDA approved.
To you by Lufat. A survey conducted by the Public Health Alliance International on vaccine acceptance in Ghana indicates that most people fear there could be long-lasting side effects with dire consequences in the future, especially so when there seems not to be consensus among the scientific community about vaccines and its efficacy, thereby breeding misinformation. In an interview, a researcher and Dr. Samuel Nyama further disclosed that most people did not find to vaccinate because the perceived risk associated with the diseases as low. A report by Sarah Fori.
Ghana's quest to attain herd immunity from COVID-19 has been met with vaccine hesitancy. That is, the delay in acceptance or refusal to be vaccinated despite the availability of vaccine services, sometimes due to complacency, convenience, and confidence. Since March 2021 till date, just a little over 12 million people have received at least one dose, despite the interventions deployed by the government to have at least 20 million of the population vaccinated. That is yet to be realized. A public health expert, Dr. Samuel Nyama, who also doubles as the lead researcher and co-founder of the Public Health Alliance International, of a preliminary survey conducted last year and attributed a number of factors to why Ghanaians are vaccine hesitant.
People feel there's a lot of side effects with the vaccine. It comes with the vaccine. And also the fact that there hasn't been enough education on what the disease is to start with, and also what entails with the vaccination, and allaying the fears of the masses with regards to the side effects that come with the vaccination. And the other one also has to do with the kind of counter information that has been in the public for some time now, even among the scientific community. And that has also led to some bit of mistrust among the people with regards to getting vaccinated.
He blamed the speculations making rounds regarding the safety of the vaccines on the Ghana Health Service to explain to Ghanaians the components of the vaccines and their safety, for which reason anti-vaccine campaigners took advantage of, especially on social media. Public Health Alliance International seeks to address health issues within the sub-Saharan Africa region through evidence-based research, health policy analysis, and stakeholder engagement. Dr. Nyama enumerated some other pertinent health issues requiring attention in Ghana.
Over the past decade, cardiovascular health issues have also been a very big one. And by this, I mean the likes of stroke, hypertension, and the likes. And these are health issues that's actually been shown to actually been increasing in terms of mortality and morbidity over the years. And it's also one area that we are looking at. The infection is also one that we are very particular about. It looks that as though there's been a lot of education with regards to educating the public on what the risks are, the effects are, but it seems it's not really been drummed down into really the minds of the public, and a lot more advocacy needs to be done on that.
The survey will be scaled up across the country this year to identify any variance in factors altering Ghana's vaccination drive. Sarah Furi, GBC News, Accra.
That's all in this segment, brought to you by Lufat.
Welcome back. In other news, a call to chiefs, opinion leaders and residents of the Bono East region is to be decent in discussing issues relating to development of the region. The Bono East Regional Minister, Mr. Kwesi Dujan, made this appeal when leadership of Gonjas in the region paid a courtesy call on him. He said peace and stability are the only ways through which the region could be developed, and therefore the need for residents to protect the current peace.
In place measures to upgrade the Kintampo College of Health and Wellbeing into a university, make the region a commercial rice production hub, establish military barracks, and redevelop the Fula Falls at Kintampo. Some proposed projects in the Bono East region include farm service centers, greenhouse estate projects in the Techiman municipality and Techiman North district, Dija Agro Park project in the Sene and Pru districts, and cattle improvement project, and a dairy belt in the Kintampo municipality. In addition, the region is to invest also in the rehabilitation and construction of irrigation facilities for all year-round farming, particularly vegetables. The newly created region has secured about 200,000 hectares to establish the farm service center and social business model for farming. Out of the total land size, 44,000 hectares will be allocated for only paddy rice production, while 100,000 hectares will be used to produce maize and soya beans. The leadership of the Gonja chiefs pledged their support. The Bono Ahafo Regional Security Representative of the Gonja Youth Association, Ishak Suleiman, who spoke to GBC News on behalf of Gonjas in the region, appealed to government through the regional minister to provide residents in Babatokuma with a senior high school and also consider creating a new district out of Kintampo North Municipal.
From Babatokuma to Benkum, there's no any senior high school there. And also, in case there are to give new district, we also need a district in the constituency, that is Kintampo North.
The Bono East Regional Minister, Mr. Kwesi Jan, said business and development can only thrive in a peaceful atmosphere, and so residents must live in peace with each other.
As leaders of the clans, or leaders of the Gonjas in the Bono, Ahafo, and Bono East region, they are committed to ensure that all tribes